Good morning. This is Julie with Jewel Design, and we are back, and we are starting a new project. We are starting a new series, if I can get enough videos, right? So I get 2 or 3 videos in, then I make a playlist out of it, so with that you can find everything related to this one in one fell swoop. So if there's anything I created last year, I may add it to it, but I think every time I tried to work with this kit last year, I had the worst problems. I kept showing you the aftermath of what I was doing. So we're going to hope for better work this time. And actually, it's probably 2 years ago. My goodness. Anyway, welcome. This is the Cozy Winter digital kit that I made, I think, 2 years ago. Since I know I don't think this was in last year's kit and caboodle of stuff. So I did the vintage Christmas. I did some pink, some more pink shabby. I did pink Parisian. I did all kinds of other things that were wintry, but I don't think I did this. So this is about 2 years old. It's still in my shop. And I'm going to take a shot at making a file folder folio ephemera holder, where if we do it just right, you should be able to sew in a journal in the middle if you wanted to, a small notebook type journal in the middle if you wanted. And if it gets well, and I may decide, I don't have that much paper left over. If I have the right paper, I might make a small notebook and put it with it, and you guys could decide if you want to sew it in, attach it, add more to it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get the basics done. I have never done a full folio ephemera holder. Lorette over at Vintage Paper Girl, Lorette Chandler, my mom, is famous for these. I feel she's famous for these. I absolutely adore hers. Her folios are just absolutely gorgeous. I won't be able to match that capacity, but I'm gonna take I'm gonna give it a good try. I'm gonna see what I can do with my Cozy Winter. Now, it's Cozy Winter because it has a feel of a little bit of Christmas in the sense of some ornaments and snowflakes and trees, but it is snowflakes, warm trees, socks, candles, hot cocoa, fire, snowy owls and plaid and wood, fireplaces. It's just this feel of everything you'd want, your favorite book, reindeer antlers, teddy bears, just anything that's warm and cozy and inviting, sweaters, blankets. And I'm using the last of the kit. So I had printed most of it and made cute little ordeals with it, but didn't use a lot of the ephemera. And so I figured we could try to use the rest of the papers that I have to decorate the pages of the folio. Worst case, before we get going in some areas, we'll try to see if I need to pull like scrapbook paper or something. But I made these such a lovely, interesting color. It's really hard because we have this really beautiful cyan, bright baby blue backgrounds in some of these areas. We have really, sort of a evergreen mint. We have the evergreen, which is on the more blue side. And then this was sort of this vintagey cranberry mauve color. So we get a little darker, of course, when we get into some of our background pages, where we have the the cable knit type sweater behind it. Then it's a little darker and more of a little bit more bricky. We get to see the full capacity of the burgundy here and in our plaid sections, especially in the green too. We get to see the full saturation of the color, when here it's in the graphics and it's lighter and it's variations of it. So, it's definitely something where I was, about the same time I made this, I was inspired by my porch prints, because she was doing a book lovers, and she had sort of this darky, evergreeny teal and burgundy color, which sort of the two plus a blue, I think, were the colors throughout her kit. And it's a book lovers kit, so nothing with winter, but it's books. We love books. And so I loved the color, and I wanted that sort of interesting spoof off the Christmas colors, right? Instead of doing just standard red and green, I did more burgundy and dark teal. So I thought it was fun on that end too. So, yeah, I just have pages left over, and I want to try to use them in the panels. This page probably will not work because it's probably too thick, but you never know. Maybe we'll put that as, if it fits. Who says I think it's going to be a skinny journal, huh? I just realized that. If we do anything in here, it's going to be skinny. It's going to be a skinny tall journal. Not quite a tall, but it'll be a skinny journal of paper, so I can't really do anything printed. So this one, unless it gets cut interestingly, probably will not go inside the kit. I'll have to find another way to use that somewhere. Probably fold it back to back and just make it a note page. Alright, so I have these two, which I'm hoping will work on our panels. I think this is going to be the front to back. So when you open it, you sort of have a full picture. And then these will cut nicely, I think skinny enough to help with our panels. And then these I'm hoping are going to get paneled out, because I have some scraps on all of them, to cover the inside panels before we do pockets. So, and the pocket pages, I don't know. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I have more. I do have another project I want to work on, and so I might have some more pages, another page or two of scraps. If I have to, then that's where I'm going to have to really kick in and either print another page or find the scrapbook paper or something that maybe stands out a little bit to make the pocket, like to cover the pockets before I decorate them up. So, and I have plenty of ephemera printed, which will do a lot of cutting and inking, but I mean, I have labels and tags and pockets, fussy cuts, more pockets, all my journal cards. And these are made to be back to back, so these will actually be cut and glued, so they'll be really thick journal cards. That would be great because we have plenty of really fun, solid areas to work on. You know, plenty of writing space, but things to play with. So we have two sets of those too. Got belly bands and stuff that might work to help cover pockets. So we do some stuff that's just gonna. Oh, then there's things like this. So like if we decide that this is the right size for a pocket, maybe some of these pieces will get used that way. Got little belly bands. Got these pockets to help cover. So we have some ephemera we can maybe use to help cover those pocket areas that we need. So there's that. I do have another project for today, but I think I'm going to do it next week. Lorette has a really cute ephemera pocket she has, and I know she just hasn't got to the video yet. And so I figured I'll wait for her video, slight semi-tutorial, and make sure I'm not missing anything, because I've seen it, but I'm a little worried because when I'm done, you fold it together, and it means all that printed paper is on the inside. And I'm like, oh, God. I hate covering up printed paper. But anyway, when she gets to it, then I may follow suit and show you. Maybe I'll craft along with her and show you what I did, or do reels of it, or I don't know. So, but I do another project, so we'll see. We'll see if I can do it. Now, here's the file folder. And when I first got, I found a really large one, right? I'm like, okay, I gotta cover it, and and I'm like, why is it so flappy? Why is there two flaps? And then it occurred to me, duh, you open it up, because I'm a dork. Now, we have to decide if we want that first flap in and out. Yeah, I want this one. This always seems the hard part, so we'll do it that way. Okay. So we have the first one in the middle. Well, somewhat middle. I noticed it's not fully middle, but if I go any farther in, then this gets shorter. So the back is definitely wider than the front, unless you cut that off, huh? I don't want to fold it too much, because in case I have to trim it, I don't want to have that fold. Let's see, what are we at? Well, the flap itself is only like 4 something inches, but because of the, we want to make sure it's inside, but because of the tab, it's like 4.5, a little over 4.5 inches on that side. But I don't think we have 4.5 inches on this side. Because, oh wait, now I'm going to go all the way in. Oh, that does help better, huh? Duh. Not quite. It's a little narrower, which means when we do this back will stick out a little bit more. Unless I cut them off, but that doesn't help me either. Even if I cut those off, it might make that a little shorter. Yeah, right, every score. I don't need to score it. I like the idea of a little bit of something. Like, I like the idea of the tabs and sort of using them in a fun way. I know it's probably means covering it. It's going to be a whole lot harder. Make it, or not harder, but like make it a little bit more challenging, because now I got to cover that tab. It just depends if I want to make the panel thin. You know, do the whole panel and then I just notch it out, which I could do because I think the paper is, you know, the paper I have has nothing going on up there. Or I panel it and then I put another piece of paper there. Now, I thought about folding it up first, but then I realized that it would make this a lot harder to fold if I had my pocket up. So, folding that one down into the crease, hoping I haven't got too tight. You always lightly trim this if it looks like it's going to be tight in there. Alright. Then I might just take the slightest bit off, but with the... I'm going to do a little bit of trimming everywhere because there is a notch, there's a notch, a tiny little notch down here that I didn't see. So we'll do a little bit of trimming once we're done to make sure everything's pretty flush. And then we have this one where I want to make sure. Oh, so how are we all doing? So this is an error on the 30th, which is the last official day of November. So I feel like we're starting a new project with a new month. Even though we're a day short, it's okay. I've been in the December mode since, like, you know, Thanksgiving. I'm like, nope, it's December. What do you mean we have another week of November? No, no, no. Maybe that's why I'm struggling. Maybe that's why I cannot seem to get the rest of my house decorated. I'm filming between decorating and I'm decorating between filming, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, that is what I was worried about, that this was going to stick out. But that might work in our benefit. You know me, I like having done. So we'll have the panel here, which then you'll see the inner panel a little bit on this side, peeking through. So if we get caught and we get short on our panel by any chance, I can, like, utilize that with lace or something, you know, my belly band, something down the side to sort of make that worthwhile sticking there. Because we do have cardstock. They're not sticker paper, but I do have, oh, they're not long enough. Well, once we do the fold up, almost. I have some thin belly bands, but they're not the other way. So, yeah, we can get around that. Oh, but I have the sticker belly bands. I do have some snowflake ones here in the other kit, but that is very blue compared to the other one. That's more of a cerulean, I think you would call it. More blue than cyan, which is definitely, you know, sky blue. So, anyway, okay. But it also means when I fold it, oh, I'm folding it up on the inside, so you won't notice that on the outside. Okay. Because the only thing I could do, yeah, would be cut that off, but then now I have this fold that I have to work with, and I'm like, oh, I probably should have cut the tabs off. At least the back tab, and then folded it in. Because this is sort of fun. I don't have a problem with this, but because there's all these notches and fun things. But I'm going to cover front and back, so I could cover that up. I'm overthinking it, people. I really am. No, but I like that because it makes it easier to grab that and open it on both ends. And you do have all that going on. So, nope, we're going to make it. We're going to run with it. Okay. So now, here's the fun part. This is where I think it varies according to what you want to do and how big of a pocket you want. But I'm going to make sure that we are folding this up to where these pages are tall enough to, like, I don't have to get more paper. I want to be able to make these the cover and the front, you know, front cover and whatnot, and be able to have my pocket come up to here, with a little bit of help there, and not, you know, stress out about it. Haha, right? Where'd my I'm losing pencils. Oh, it's right there. All right. So we know, what I'm trying to do is just a general idea, so I know the width, the length here. So I bring this up a little bit to the top because I have that white border I got to get rid of. And we want to make sure it overlaps. So there's my mark just to know where, like, I need at least this much space. And I think it's going to make it easier on the papers to cover more if I'm not having to go, oh, you know, I've got too deep of a top neck section and now. Because that, though, I just realized is what? That makes this makes it an 8-inch, sounds about right. Just a smidge over an 8-inch folio here, but before the pocket. So once I fold the pocket up, which is not quite, what do we have? Oh, we have just a smidge over 3.5. So I need 1 3/4 is about my fold line. I could even do the 2. No, that's 2 from the top. I would 2 from the bottom. If I go fold it here, it would definitely overlap a little bit, and then I would know for sure that this makes it almost a 10-inch folio, so that works. Okay. And then you put a skinny, you know, notebook of, you know, favorite papers in here, and it could be cute. Okay, so we're gonna do this at the 2-inch mark. I'm gonna have to score it everywhere. If I score the outside, it helps. Yeah. So I'm gonna make a bunch of 2-inch marks, so that I can try to score in a straight line as much as I can. And we'll do it that way. We'll go up 2 so we know for sure that there's an overlap. Because then it only leaves like 1.5 inches the other way. So it'll definitely overlap, but I can tuck in. And I know that means I don't have to trim that bottom off. It'll give me some more, little bit more leeway to overlap and not cover up all my favorite stuff. Okay, I hope. Because once I do that, right? So how are we? Are we excited about December? Are we excited about winter? Are we excited about Christmas? Or the Christmas season? The season. Maybe not all the chaos and over planning and shopping and I don't know, any of that stuff right now. Yeah. I've gotten some shopping done for the girls. I've been able to hit up a bunch of Amazon stuff and, you know, little by little I'm tacking things on. I hope I don't forget. I used to start shopping, you know, over the summer or like when school first started, and I'd be like stockpiling stuff, and I'd be like totally forgetting what I did and didn't buy. Yeah. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Yeah. Especially with my daughter, because it's her birthday like 3 weeks prior. And so I have a tendency of like overdoing it, which is great because then I can divide the two. But this year I'm like, yeah, not so much. She's getting a few items for me. She's getting a few items from her grandparents, but a majority of it from the rest of the extended family. Oops. Is items for the trip, for our Europe trip. So I said, girlie, I'll spoil you for Christmas, but you know, we need to be sensible and we need stuff for our trip. And it's like, I can't spend all my money on that trip, and then, sorry guys, I'm probably in the camera. And you get all these fun little goodies that you want, and then you expect me to go buy all the stuff that we need for the trip. And it's like, yeah, we need to take responsibility. We sort of need to realize that we can't always have fun. We need to be sensible about stuff. And, you know, she'll do stuff for our college dorm next year. So that'll be her 18th birthday. Is getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for college, and then all that jazz. Okay. So, oh, it's on the outside. Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. It didn't work. It was great if I stayed to the inside. If I was using these to decorate the inside, they were perfect. But if I'm doing the outside, I am still in the same ballpark. Oh. Kitten caboodle. Okay. So. Well, I could do the opposite. But if I made a machine on the inside and we put all the ephemera in it, you're not going to see any of this bottom stuff. All this bottom stuff is going to get covered up by all the ephemera that goes in it, and all you're going to see is blue up there. So that doesn't make any sense to do it on the inside. So pattern on the inside makes sense. I have to do my notches here. But yeah, no. Okay. So this is what happens when I'm not, you know, I don't do tutorials. I'm showing you what I got. I'm showing you the basics. And we're going to make very thin V's here so that it'll help with the fold up, which of course I cut too far. I try not to cut so deep. Try not to cut so deep. But it does help with the folding, and it helps with the... It gets covered. It's fine. Especially the one in the middle, because it's... Well, I don't know about that. The one on the outside can be just as weird, right? But once we get the inside covered, and then you bring this up, and you bring it up, and you glue down the spots, and then you cover up your... If you know for sure what you're doing, sometimes it's easier to cover these beforehand, and then glue them up. Alright. So that one I didn't cut short enough. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's a Monday. I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah, it's took me hours to get going yesterday. Like I said, our Christmas decor was getting a little slow, you know. So finally I got my butt into gear. Like at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon and started decorating. So I made a huge on this first one, but not enough on the back one. Okay, well, it's alright. Let's see. It still folds nice. Okay. And we go here. All right. Who knew you were seeing... I feel like I'm out of camera every time I turn around. I'm like way up there, aren't I? I'm trying to stay in camera, and I keep going right out of camera, but on the opposite end. Why not? All right. And so, yeah, it took me till like 12 o'clock. Now, don't get me wrong. I am down to our village, which I'm doing a very simple version of it. There's a lot of little pieces, and I'm probably not pulling out every little piece. Normally, we decorate with a huge window bench in the living room that looks out her backyard. And then off to the side is my piano. So I just sort of like, we keep working our way around. But the piano right now has some vintage decor, and it has an angel that we got on our 2nd anniversary. Gorgeous angel we got from Vegas. From we were in the Venetian, I think it's Venetian, hotel and casino, and it had some of the just gorgeous shops downstairs. So my husband got a large gold plated or gold stand globe, and I had gotten the angel. And so I haven't really been able to put it out because it is, she has a large skirt and she sits down on whatever surface, and I really haven't had any space for her for a while. And I decided that since all the rest of my angels are out, I really wanted her out this year. So she's on top of my piano, which comes from my grandmother, so that's sort of fitting. I like the feel of that. With some antique stuff that extends down from the shelf, long shelf above her, or to the side of her. She's on it, and then I got little, antique pieces in. So I think I'm going to put some of the small village pieces down below on the bottom piano key cover. We don't play the piano that often with my grandmother's, and I really should. But it's one more thing to do, right? I'm like, I really should sit here and be like, yeah, I need to learn to play the piano. I tried to teach my daughter, or tried to find like the apps and stuff as part of our schooling to do that and try to get like piano lessons in her. And of course, she zoomed through the apps and she wasn't paying attention. And they don't really teach you, which is really weird. You just have to teach yourself, which I could probably do, but I'm like, all right, well, I'll get back to that one of these days. It's going to have to be one of my craft things one of these days. Instead of doing a craft, I need to sit and do the piano, Anyway, so, yeah, right now my piano it houses our memories and our little shrine to my husband, and it has pictures of her. I mean, it is a good spot. It has pieces from my grandfather, it has pieces from my grandmother, it has things from my husband. It is a lovely piece of things. And I had it tuned, 2 years ago, so it's already probably out of tune. It was probably not already out of tune, but 2 years ago I did have it tuned thinking we were going to be using it, so. Anyway, so I get that done, but anyway, I still have to put the village out. So they went to put the large pieces of village. They all light up, which is great. I put a few things on my piano, and then the living room is done. I still have the whole kitchen and all the dishes to do. I have dishes that get changed out, and the table needs to be set, and oh my goodness. Found brand new glasses this year. I'm so stoked. I love snowflakes, so I actually found clear glasses with silver and white snowflakes on them. Because the previous years, all I could find was a red one with either white, it was white or it was cut out. So the glass came through with the snowflakes, and then you had that red film. I'm not big on red when it comes to snowflakes. So, I know the burgundy in here on my on my, one shirt, one, sweater thing. But like in general, bright red and snowflakes are not my favorite. So, but I made do with it, and I was stoked to find a Dollar Tree special where I could get a bunch of glasses that were actually white and clear and silver. And, so stoked. Anyway, so the kitchen to do, and I still have the village to work on. But the rest of it is done, so if I had to, it would stop now, and I'd be okay. Except the kitchen looks a little weird. It's not finished. Okay, so now here's our dilemma. I wanted to. Yeah, I thought these would be good for the inner panels, and again, they don't cover top to bottom. So I either go all the way to the bottom of things, and I find something else to do here, or I put them to the top, and just like we do on the inside, I need to find paper to cover these, and I think they're gonna cover. It's like we're gonna put a panel of some kind of paper all the way across the bottom, both on the front panels and on the pockets. I think it's gonna have to be. There's no other way around it. In the meantime, then, I need to trim all these papers so I have an idea and paper clip them in place, because I think these are perfect. They're the good length. The only thing is this one's going to come up. Oh, no. Cool. I can get all of that in there, too. So, all right, let's do some trim work on the paper. And I wanted this front cover to wrap around. My only thing is I'm afraid to cover anything on the inside until I know what paper I'm working on the outside. And of course it means I have to search for something. Because I don't know if we have enough of anything. Because I'm desperately trying not to print anymore if I can help it. Because truthfully, like, the whole point right now is... Sorry, I thought I heard something. The whole point is to use up what I have. I opened up my kit to do, you know, Christmas, and I was like, oh, it's all this blue stuff. And so when I put it away, I pulled out the blue stuff to, you know, work on my December daily. And I was like, I have all this other stuff. I have things. So it was sort of, I was like, well, let's use it, right? Let's put the stuff we could use. But I did cut up and use a lot more of the papers than I realized, which I feel like I'm missing pages. So that's my other worry, is that I used, like, I don't have the, I'm missing the paper that has the, fireplace on it, because I think it was a little more burgundy, whatever. I turned them into accordion notebooks, and so now I'm like, trying to find ways to use my paper. I have to show you, hold on one sec. I have it over here on the side of my things that I made, and I think I used the papers that would be helpful. Now I've got to find those pieces, of course. Why do I do this every year? Sorry guys, hold on one sec. I guess I could pause it, it would make more sense, but what do I do with them? Well, that's sort of rude. No, you guys can't hear me. I'm sorry. Okay, well that's weird. What did I do with them? Oh gosh, they're right beside me. Any closer and they would have bit me. I thought I had left them. I think I thought I had left them in the No, yes, no, I didn't. Oh no, that's there. Yeah, they're here. I'm like, wait a minute, make up your mind. I reorganize things, which is sort of good and bad because I made these cute little accordion things. So I did use up a lot of my papers, I guess, in the process. So, here's it was supposed to be, you know, you took a piece of paper. This one was just one of the blue backgrounds that I had. And, you know, used paper to make pockets, but this was supposed to be, made a pocket here, and then you had this cute little flip book that when you went one way, you looked at it this way, right? Got to the end. And then you flipped it around and you had, you know, so you're using journal cards and then you back the journal cards with stuff. So I had made that, but that didn't really use a lot of paper. This is the one I'm looking for. So this one, again, was an accordion sort of attempt. I folded it in half, but it had greenery and it had the fireplace in it. And this one I just made it as a little notebook. So again, I just did a single, cut it down, folded it in the middle to give me a tab, and then attached some paper in it. So that page is what I had half of, and I'm missing it. Well, yeah, we were working a bunch of, trying to turn my paper, use my papers in a vertical sense, and make them accordions and whatnot. So we made the accordion tab thing, and then I glued on the journal cards to, you know, have a cute little flip one way than the next. I'll put that over there then. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely missing paper. Alright, so then, okay, so we know that the inside panels work pretty well. Now on the outside, the thought was to wrap around, right? We do here, we go around, we definitely have plenty, which means the only problem is I cut this off. So, well, I don't want to do that. But to wrap it around would be sort of nice. But you know me and my fold, so maybe not. I may be paneling this out. A lot of distressing and making sure that we more, you know, center everything and panel it so that it has sort of a... But even then, so I'm going to then I'll cut it and then I can reposition it to where I have these guys on this end. And there'll just be a little strip down the middle, which we can use elsewhere. Okay, so there's that potential. But I gotta find the right paper. I'm gonna have to find the right either print more paper or find the scrapbook paper that will enhance this. Even if it's just more snowflakes, if it's more silvery, something that definitely goes around the outside. And then it may be something different on the inside pocket so it's not too matchy-matchy. Okay, there's that potential. I don't want to do it too much. Well, I guess I'm not getting as far as I thought that today. I guess this will be a short one. I don't want to sit here and waste time. I could pause it and see if I can find the paperwork and come back. Maybe we'll try that real quick. But, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know whether to, because we have that indent, and we want to make sure we follow it, and it's fine that way. Yeah, because trying to match that, we want to cover that up. But I don't know about. We're going to get really close to the edges. We're not going to perfectly cover. Because, yeah. Well, the inside panels I can to a point, but nothing is folded over. So it's almost glue it down and then trim it up around the edges might be easier. That would try to pin, either that I'm trying to, problem is trying to pin it and then tracing it is really hard. Let's see. Oh. But anyways, yeah, no, I just, slow and steady. I made some chicken broth so that I can make soup tonight. And, with the turkey stock. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be gluing it down and then cutting it. It's gonna be a lot better than me trying to trace it. And then if I trace it wrong and cut it, and then I'm SOL. So, okay, so we gotta ink this before I put this down, just to hide any imperfections. Which I will probably stick to my silver just to tone down the yellow. We have a little bit of cream in here, but I don't want to be doing that much. It's not a bad accent, but everything's gonna have this, you know. We'll tone it down with the silver. Well, people, I don't know. It's not as long as the video, and I want to work on this, but maybe I feel like I have to stop and start a lot of stuff, and I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know how much I'm gonna, you know, bore you guys. Yeah, this way if it does show, and because it's an oxide, it's definitely gonna help cover it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna oxide the edges and sort of tone all that down so that it's not too yellow. We keep to that, definitely the hickory smoke on this end, because we are a lot of wood and fire and outside and warm and cozy, and which I'm stoked. I did do that through Thanksgiving. I had a fire from Friday night till Monday morning. Then I was really busy Monday, so trying to run errands and take care of a bunch of things, so I let it go. And then the last night? Last night was, for me, Tuesday night. Did I start Tuesday night? I'm trying to think when I started. No, I started Tuesday. Yeah, so I didn't do anything. I was going to do it Monday night. I don't know if I got to it Monday night or not. I don't remember. I don't think I did. I think I didn't. I didn't do anything Monday. We were just tired and it was okay. And so, Tuesday morning, that was one of the few things I did do. Tuesday was, I made the turkey broth from the bones, but then I got the fire going, and then it took me till 1 o'clock to start decorating again. It's like, oh, come on, girl. Let's get the decorating bug going, which, I mean, of course, by the time I got going, I was getting going, and I had to go pick up one child, and I was like, oh, man, of course. So I know this is just the thing. I'm being so good. I'm recording this thing first thing in the morning, so you guys have it, you know, for your midnight thing, but midnight airing, but it's like, I was like, nope, I'm in the mood, but I realized I'm not as prepared as I thought. This wasn't the project I was thinking I was going to do. I was going to do an ephemera for today, but again, I'm sort of hesitant on that one too, so I guess, I don't know. A lot of noises lately, I don't know what's up. Makes me a little unnervy. Well, let it be a cat. We finally got rain. Well, I don't know if we finally got rain. I mean, we got a little bit. Did we get anything before the holiday? No, I don't know. We didn't rain before. It got cold, but I don't think it rained before Thanksgiving. So we were supposed to get a storm this week, but we did get rain Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But I wouldn't call it like crazy or anything. We just enough to where I felt comfortable that I'm glad I didn't run the sprinklers, because I would have soaking wet grass right now. Yes, my grass needs to keep watering, but I don't need that much. I was like, okay. So anyway, we finally got some rain. It's cold. It's been cold. I got the fire going on Tuesday and kept it going. So I got the house up to 70 last night. So I was stoked. I was like, woohoo. That part, is nice. I haven't had to run the heater since Monday morning. So I'm like, yay. So a couple days of no heater would be nice. Try not to do that. I'm only doing it for a few degrees in the morning. Where I was. Because even over the weekend when I was trying to run the fire, I was doing good, but it took a little bit. And I was like, okay, for the first morning or two, I was like, it's still a little cold. Let me just take the breeze off. Take that little bit off. Ugh. Now, this should be covered hopefully more solid if I can help it. I'm going to try not to panel in here. It may be like we're trying to go from this half to this half again. But we'll see. It may be where I have to go all the way across, or here and half, and I don't know. I'll have to get crafty with that one. But I won't ink the inside until I know for sure what's going on. If I feel like we have to panel the inside like everything else, then I will deal with that. But alright, so we've got, oops, almost. I knew there was a side. If I knew if I kept folding, I would find something that didn't get inked properly. So yeah, I don't know. But I've had the fire going, and so the house is 66, 67 this morning, so it got a little cold. Even with the fire going, I did it really well with the fire. I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. Had it going well. Got that last good piece or two in before I went to bed. The cat waked up at 5, so I put some more in there. So yeah, we wake up at 5 o'clock, and then I'm up at 7:30. I can usually get enough wood in each round that it keeps going, and I'm not dealing with bare minimum coals. Because yeah, I would like to, I got a discount on my PG&E. I'd still like to keep it to a minimum, because the fan does run 24/7 though. If I do this right, this tiny little fan runs to keep kicking out the heat. But that's good too, because that little fan is way cheaper than the gas in my heater. So, but yeah, we're finally getting colder, getting a little wet. I don't know how long the wet's gonna last. They're predicting another wet season, but it took us a while to get a wet season last year too. We did not really start going, I think, until later into December. And then it just never stopped, right? So, okay. I'm so afraid. Because this is something I may want to sell. Unless I'm absolutely in love with it when I'm done. And I just don't want to give it away because it's the only, time I have anything. But the goal is to do it in a way that is beneficial. So, alright, so we know we're going to cut. That's fine. But I want to make sure that whatever I cover is going to work in my favor. Hello, Kiki. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to do. How far are we in? I don't want to waste time either. I'm 37 minutes in. Okay, well, you have the general idea of what I'm trying to do. I will do some more prep work, and we will do part 2. We'll make this part 1 of the folio base. So once I can figure out, what I want to cover, the outside bottom panels, and then, I can quickly eyeball placement for how much are in the inside, then I'll know how I want to cover, it lets me know what's left over to cover these. Now, these I really do want to probably panel each one and decorate them, so I can make scraps from the top in here, scraps from the outside. This I'm not as worried about. We even had journal cards and stuff that we could use and scrap and layer. So we made layer and scrap, and each one of these pocket panels are going to have some flair to them besides the ephemera that goes in it. And I'm stoked to see that we do have a big enough pocket for the Lorette inspired pocket. Oh yeah, so when you fold it here with it trimmed off, it'll totally fit in there. Oh, perfect. Okay. So one of the ephemera pieces is, I've got that has ephemera in it. It's going to, here. Our ephemera holder is going to have a piece of a cool ephemera pocket in the pocket to hold more ephemera. Of course, right not. Why not, right? Okay. That's it then, people. Let me do some figuring out and some basic measurement ideas. So I'm not boring you, so I can come back with actual information and be like, okay, this is what we figured out. But until I know what I can cover the bottom of this and have it look really pretty, it's one thing to have something here and do a little lace, do a little trim, do a little bling to help, not make it so harsh. I have, things to do some bling. up here to help, decorate that on each one of these. On everything we do, there's ways to keep that line from being so harsh when we have another piece of paper down here. That's easy. I have little bits of, our favorite trim and our favorite ribbon and all of that. I have plenty of ways to cover that up if it's too harsh, and find ways to do little bits of decor up here and snowflakes and fussy cuts to not make it feel so crazy. But yeah, so here's part 1. We got it started. We do have our file folder, ephemera holder here ready to go. It is as measured out as we can get it. It's been folded up, so now we just got to see what we need for all the elements. And there's our potential cover. Now here's the other thing. If we're going to panel this, I'm wondering if I'd rather have these guys up front. I really love this. It's one of my favorites. This corner. So I might decide to panel this one up front instead, because there's a good spot here for decor. You got your front. So maybe if we're going to panel the front covers, let's do it that way. And this is going to be good for the back. There's more of it. Yeah, there's definitely more, so I can still get in. I can definitely get more in this way. Where, we get a little bit more of the tree. I don't feel like I'm cutting off so much. And that's going to be a good back pattern. So there we go. We're going to put a tiny little note that this is going to be the back. And so that I don't goof up again. Because you know me. You know me to do this all the time. And then that's cute because that actually makes the front and the back of that panel. Yeah, it's very, we got the owl here, and then we're going to turn around with the owl back here again. So it's a little themey that way, but that's okay. What are you going to do? And then these guys are on the same side, and they're going to be on the in and out of that. Oh, Kiki, no. Yeah, and she's getting into trouble. So I guess I better get going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching part 1 of this silly little thing, and we're going to work on these cozy winter file folder, ephemera holder ordeal, and we're going to see what we can create throughout the month of December, or partially here. And we're going to do ephemera pieces, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. Oh, kitty. And I better go before she gets into a whole much trouble. But love you all. We'll see you guys very soon. Saturday, we'll continue on with this. And we'll see how it goes. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.